This is Skeletron, and this is Infernum. What Infernum does is it takes the Terraria bosses and puts them on crack. Skeletron starts with 13,860 health. He has 3 phases. The first threshold is at 11,700 health. The second threshold is at around 6,500 health. Phase 1 consists of 2 main attacks, the first being a ranged attack and the second being a melee attack. I'm going to refer to these as the Skull Shot and the Beyblade. He cycles through these 2 attacks and they're just fairly easy to dodge. Phase 2 is where there's a big jump in difficulty. Here, he cycles through 4 completely different attacks. The first attack is easily identifiable by when he drops his hands. In this attack, he starts by shooting skulls out of his head and then cursed flames out of his hands. They also shoot directly at the player's position. The skulls are shot in a pattern of 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 3. The easiest way of dodging this attack is literally just tapping A or D. You really don't have to focus on the cursed flames coming from his hand, because as long as you are dodging the skulls, you will be dodging the cursed flames at the same time. His second attack in this phase is really similar to the Beyblade attack from the first phase, except this time he shoots a ring of flames around him as he chases you. You really don't have to worry about this attack either, as all you have to do is literally just run. His third attack, and in my opinion the most annoying, is a Skull Wave. He shoots a line of skulls out of his hand directed at the player at a really weird angle. He will always shoot 2 waves of skulls. The easiest way I've found to dodge this is stay slightly below him and just keep his hand in your view, and then try and just find a little pocket that you can jump through. His fourth attack of this phase is a Flame Bullet Hell. He fires 2 shots of clusters, the first one being 3 clusters and the second one being 2. For the first cluster, all you really have to do is fly up a little bit and find your pathway through the flames. And the second cluster is more or less the same. From what I could tell, he repeats these attacks in this pattern until he reaches around 6,500 health, where Phase 3 starts. Phase 3 is sort of similar to Phase 2, except for it has 3 new attacks and 3 old attacks. It starts with the skull pattern from before, then he does a new attack that is sort of like a skull barrier in a way. This barrier consists of a line of skulls with a gap in it, and a single skull fired directly at the player's position. The position of the gap in the skulls is always random. It's worth noting that you do not actually have to go for the gap, and that the little space in between the skulls is wide enough for the player to fit through if you are precise enough. He then does an attack that is similar to Phase 1's melee and ranged attack, but just kind of combined into one. The only way I've found to semi-consistently dodge this attack is to just kind of do a loop and pray that he doesn't hit you. After that attack, he does his little hand wave attack from earlier, and then again he does the Flame Bullet Hell from Phase 2. After that, he does a new attack, which I'm going to call the Flame Wave. Here, he will put his hands on either side of you, and then he'll go left, right, left, and then on the last one on the right, he'll only shoot 3 balls. This is another really simple attack. All you have to do is just move up and down. You can move left and right to manipulate the speed of the balls. It doesn't matter. It's at this point that the boss changes its pattern. The boss will then go back to its skull barrier, skipping the skull pattern. The skull pattern will never make a return and will only always be the first attack in Phase 3. It will then repeat this new pattern until the boss is dead.